Hey everyone, just wanted to stop by just to say hello and to give a word of encouragement. I started this channel, I mentioned in one of my other videos, my first video, and it is based on an idea to encourage others. And I named the channel Classy, Educated, and Black as a movement, a mindset, a lifestyle, not just a brand that I want to develop. And I use classy because it is a lifestyle, the way that you present yourself. And especially us as African Americans, I think everyone is so important, especially, women, young people, minorities. A lot of times we are overlooked. So I really like to reach those demographics that tend to be overlooked. But, don't get me wrong, I love everyone, but I do have a soft spot that I would concentrate on for women, young black women. And we usually use that word classy in a feminine way, but it can be for men too. So I love the fact that anyone in general can represent yourself in a classy way, with some standard. And educated is something that not just is important for your literal education and academics, but just to constantly educate yourself, develop yourself. We're always learning. And it even resonates more with me because I'm an educator. I am a middle school educator. I have taught all grades and also teach in college. I would love to transition to full time college. And whatever that may look like, I always want education to be in my life. And then, of course, black, because I am black, so I can really identify with that and easily engage other African Americans. But of course, I love all people. I think it's very important to love all people. And so I call my brand that I want to develop classy, educated, and black because I really feel like those are words I was thinking, how could it really resonate with everyone just as a person? And those three words came to mind. Um, there's so many words that can be used, but I thought that was it had a good ring to it. And it really resonated with how we can live as a person. Um, I just wanted to even share just an encouragement from my life that I thought was it really showed how God works in my life. And I really do believe in God. I wouldn't take away what anyone believes, but I truly believe in that higher power of God and how He can work in our lives. And I've always done good in school, but as many people, you have times when you struggle. There are times when I try to do too much and I struggle and I don't do my best. But when I do well, I'm usually on a dean's list, honor roll, honor society, things of that nature. And I'm a good writer. I love writing and I love reading. And so my major is English, of course. And so I remember during the pandemic, I think about summer of 2020. It probably was about March or April when I got a email that my honor society from my college was looking for participants to write in a magazine. And I like doing things like that, but I was thinking, do I really want to? I don't really have to because just, it's just participation. I'm not even taking class right now. There was no class, or at least I decided to take just a semester break for the spring summer session. And I decided to write for the article. They had some different topics, but a lot of it was focused, or at least I can focus on how you can still be motivated as an educator to do the best you can for your students. You don't have to feel so overwhelmed as many educators were feeling. So I just gave some pointers and I just made it simple. Um, and they had to get back to us, and it was about June or July when they got back to me and said that my article was selected. And I've never written for an actual magazine, that was, it's an honor society magazine that goes out to thousands of people. And so it's well recognized. And I was so excited. So it's not as if I didn't believe in myself. I knew I was a good writer, but you do have to write a little bit better, and they those type of magazines will nitpick at your writing. Maybe it won't be good enough. I knew I was good, but I'm not so proud of myself that I feel like I'm the best writer. So I really felt good to be selected, and they also mailed me a copy of the magazine. So I think a whole month, a year passed possibly, and then I got another email that, we saw your article in the magazine and we would love you to be part of our annual educators conference. And those big conferences that are out of state and people travel to them and sit up in hotels, just to get there. I've always wanted to go to those things, and I said, man, that's going to be extra time. I'd have to take off time to go there, plus the money and all of that thing. So I just kind of put it out my mind. I said, who knows, maybe if I'm in a better situation, I can go one time or make an effort. But now that's the thing with it being virtual, because we're still in the pandemic. They said that it can just be virtual, so I don't even have to go anywhere. It would be nice if they flew me out there. I had that experience if it was in person, but it wasn't. But I was glad that I can still be a part or feel a part as an actual presenter, and that's what they were wanting me to do. So they gave me the guidelines to just make my presentation virtual, and it really wasn't too hard, and I was happy to have done it. And it's also was something I wanted to do, was to present, but I was just happy just to go, get the experience. So to end up being the presenter and still be a part, that was exciting. So it just goes to show you how there's some things that you may want and you end up be getting just that and more. Like you just want to go there and now you end up being a presenter. Your work is seen as valuable enough to be shared. And I still even think that I felt like it would take so long. I'd have to finish my doctorate or write a book or something, make a big significant achievement to get to a place where I'm a presenter. Usually when you see presenters, they have all these accolades and all of that. And I feel like here I am. Nobody, not that I don't believe in myself, but I just wrote a little article. First it was accepted and published, now I'm presenting. That's really cool. But it gave me a step up just to be published, because now I can say that's an accomplishment that I also wanted to, by the way, be published in a magazine. But that's something I still didn't think would happen right now. I said I'd probably have to get a few years off, under my belt. So now I've already knocked out two things, and I wasn't even paying it any attention, not thinking anything of it. So now I'm in the magazine published and I'm a presenter. And I don't remember how long after, probably another 6 months or so, I got another invitation. The same article. We see that I think they said presented too, but definitely presented the article. They definitely talked about the same article that I wrote and said, we would love for you to do a webinar now, which is another thing that I want to do, because as an educator, I am interested in those things. Um, and that was just great. And with the busy lifestyle that I haven't jumped on that one yet. I did agree that I still haven't done it yet, but I'm glad that they still have those opportunities available and that I was able to be offered it and take advantage of it. And it shows how good God is and how faithful He is and how He can really come through for you. Um, at that time, I was in a master's program. I believe I had already finished or it was just at the end. And now I'm in a different school doing my doctorate. And, it's definitely a journey. It's something I'm taking slow. And if you'd like, I can share that with you. But I'm just grateful for that. And it's just a motivation that there's more to come. And if I've already knocked that out, I look forward to doing more. There's a lot of challenges, but at least it shows it's something that I can do. And it's something you can do. You just have to believe in yourself that you can do it and just try. Because honestly, it all started with me still kind of doubting myself and say, okay, I'll try and let me just do it just to see. It's one of those type of things. And sometimes that's just what you have to do. Take the first step and just do it. And from that first step, you can be accepted. It can work out. And then just because you did that, something else can happen. And then even notice when I did it, I didn't hear back from them for 3 months. Now, they did tell us it would take about that time for them to review everyone and to get selected. And then it took another year for me to even be invited for the presentation, because of course it's an annual thing anyway. So they gave me heads up early before the convocation started, that conference. But it was another year after I had already written the article, so I wasn't thinking about it. And that's how you plant little seeds in your life. Even when you're not thinking about something, it can happen. And that same thing that you've done, something else can happen from it. But don't dwell on it too much. Just continue to work on your craft and work on something that makes you happy, because that is something that I love to do, is to write. And I'm not afraid of presenting in front of people. If you do have to do something in front of people, it's good to practice it and to be better. But nowadays, as you can see, I was just writing, so I could just write and I can stop there. I don't have to present. But at least it shows that someone valued your work, and you may not know who may value your work or how it may come across, but you just have to try and you just have to do your best. And I know that there's so much more that God has in store and that I can accomplish, and I would love to share that. And I hope that inspires you to do the same. If you were inspired by this story, please give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it so that this can grow and reach more people. And you can also see where I wrote about this and other things that I share on my blog at classyeducatedandblack.com. Classyeducatedblack.com. And it's also the same on TikTok and Instagram, Classy Educated Black. So just continue to watch those platforms as I develop them and add to them. I've never been one, I try to stay up on the technology, but I don't use it as much. So I'm trying to develop it so I can be sharing more. So keep a check out for those things. Like and subscribe and join, and I would love to have you there. Until then, be blessed. And thanks for watching if you made it this far.